Hey guys, this is Jason with SUMURI. I've got Sam Deckoff, our senior manager for the TALINO division here with us, and we've been testing out some different laptops. I want to talk about some of the different choices we have here at SUMURI. Sam, what are we looking at here?
So we've got a couple of our laptops that we have here. This is a slightly older one of the Omega. There was a recent revision that we are still working on, and it's currently out now, but we're going to be getting the website updated pretty soon. And on the right here is going to be the new Gamma model. This one has an AMD CPU in it, and while we're not shouting from the rooftops, if you really wanted one, we can make that happen. And so the difference being that this one is Intel, and this one is going to be an AMD CPU inside, and we're just contrasting the difference between the two.
So was there a big difference in performance, or what am I looking at here if I'm an examiner and I want to decide whether I want to go with Intel or AMD? Is that like choosing Coke or Pepsi, or is there a clear-cut winner here?
So great question. The big value and takeaway for AMD is that in general, you're going to be getting more cores for the same or less money, but in general, it's mostly a Coke or Pepsi kind of thing, like you said. In general, you're going to be able to find that for the benchmark scores between these two, they kind of scale linearly for what we found here. AMD is going to be giving you more because there are more cores, but Intel is absolutely no slouch. So it's really just a question of preference. Do you want more cores, or do you just want the tried and true Intel?
So we've had Intel for years, so for all the AMD fanboys out there, we can go anywhere from this laptop on up to the Threadrippers and get those in a TALINO for you.
That's right.
And of course, as always, customization is the big thing for us, right? I'm a CFCE, Sam, of course, you're also a CFCE, and only CFCs are designing these systems. So that's kind of how you know that what you get is going to work for the tools that you have. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the customization and how that works when you call in to buy a workstation?
It's a good question. So in general, if someone calls us in about something, they can talk to us about what the kind of tools they need to be running on their system. And then from there, that gives us a kind of gauge for where they need to be resource and power-wise. And also budgetary restrictions are always something to take into consideration, which we do. But for AMD, we tend to start off with a slightly more bare bones machine, but we can scale it up just as much as some of the more badass Intel machines. And so you've got a lot of choices that you can make in terms of what machine that you need for the budget that you have.
And you and your team, you've tested actual forensic tools on these, right? So you've put something like Axiom from Magnet on here and test and make sure that it works as intended with the AMD chips and that you get the same results that you would expect from your Intel TALINO. So this whole Coke and Pepsi thing that we've got going, I think is a huge win for everybody that's in the TALINO family. It gives you another choice. It certainly gives you some options in terms of budget where you can move things around to get them where you need to be. So I think overall it's a huge win for everybody and something that we're really proud to announce for this year for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. We've done a fair bit of testing on the AMD as well as, of course, on the Intel like we've always been doing. And we find that both are excellent choices for any forensic need that you may have.
Yep, and of course, as always, these go through the full 72-hour burn-in. Every TALINO is tested by multiple people, peer-reviewed before it goes out. So we know that every TALINO you get is the same as every TALINO before it. It's gone through the same testing, it's been put through the same stresses, and it's the exact same quality. So that's one of the things that's made us, I think, one of the leading workstation manufacturers in the world. So something that we're very proud of, and certainly something you and your team should be proud of, Sam.
Absolutely. It's going to be getting the exact same hammer test that we do with everything. Not a literal hammer, we're hammering the resources in the computer, of course, but absolutely. The AMD machines are being stressed out to make sure that they're going to be as perfectly stable as you guys need them to be, and that we want them to be just as much as the Intel machines.
Do me a favor, if you're going to go to the hammer test, get Steve in the video so it's like the Tesla with the shot put. I don't want to be involved.
Absolutely. I'll be sure to give him a call.
So that's what we've got for you guys today. I think the main thing to stress here one more time is that we've added more choices again. We've always had the most choices in terms of customization, in terms of certified forensic computer examiners designing your system. Now we bring you an entire new line of processors. It's tested and vetted by us in our lab, guaranteed to be TALINO tough. So that's all we've got for on this episode. Follow us on social media. Also, we have a podcast available anywhere you find podcasts, and of course, YouTube for our YouTube channels. Thanks, and stay safe out there.